Yes, it's me. Vixen. Heard so much talk about me, you probably feel like you know me already. Well, you don't. You don't know what it's like to be the world's most famous victim. You don't know what it's like to have your name as a political rallying cry. Oh, remember Vixen! I don't want to be remembered for this. You don't know what it's like to have your sexual history investigated and probed and have the results tabulated and scored and published in all the newspapers in the entertainment section, or right under what happened on your favorite soaps. You don't know what it's like to have a USA Today phone-in poll to decide whether you're just another helpless female or the bitch who stole Christmas. You don't know what it's like to have your gynecologist interviewed on Geraldo. Does she have the kind of vagina that this sort of thing would happen to, or does she have the kind of vagina that was just asking for trouble? And you don't know what it's like to be asked, were you really raped? Or are you just trying to get back at Santa Claus because you're unhappy with your job? Were you really raped, or are you just trying to get attention for yourself? I have never had to work this hard to get attention. I mean, call it a knack. I remember one summer, I was at a benefit at the Playboy Mansion. Half saw me and asked if I would do a cover for the December issue. That got everyone's attention, and I didn't even have to take my clothes off. I wore the same outfit we wear every Christmas Eve. Nothing but black leather and spikes instead of sleigh bells. Boy, did that cause an outrage. You'd think I'd slept with that hockey team. Mrs. Claus threw a fit. She wanted to have me fired. Actually, she wanted to have me stuffed and mounted, but she was willing to settle for having me fired and branded with the scarlet A. I think she was just jealous because she doesn't look good in a black leather harness and spikes. She doesn't look good at gold body paint and pasties either, but that's what she wore to the office Christmas party this year. Nothing but gold body paint, pasties, and an elf strapped to her crotch. A screaming, terrified fig leaf. You know, I think she planned on going as a Christmas ornament, but, you know, after the first pint of bourbon, her creative juices got a little sloppy. She staggered into the room. Guess what I am? You're a holiday fruitcake, honey. That's what Cupid said. And she spent the rest of the party hanging on all the bucks saying, if I were a fruitcake, would you eat me for Christmas? This is the woman who wanted to have me fired for moral turpitude. Apparently, promiscuity is acceptable as long as it's vulgar, humiliating, and ultimately futile. That's a great message. Remember, girls, a woman is only a slut if she meets with some degree of success. But despite Mrs. Claus's demands for my excommunication, Santa did not fire me. Instead, he offered me cunnilingus. He's always been such a tasteful man.
Yeah.
I told him I thought his wife was the one who needed a nice tongue lashing, or pistol whipping, or to be left for dead, and the next time we find her out on the ice cap, face down in the tundra after an eggnog binge. It's hard for me to like a woman who enjoys taxidermy. But then, this isn't about her. It's about me, isn't it? Am I telling the truth, or am I a lying vixen? Did I seduce Santa with my reindeer wiles in order to blackmail him for better working conditions? Did I lure him into the toy shop and force him to make violent, sadistic love to me? And what did I do to Rudolph? Gosh, what kind of animal am I? Well, let's get to the bottom of this right now. Vixen, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Absolutely, but I don't believe in God. Well, Santa Claus believes in God. God's been very good to Santa Claus. You understand, if it comes down to his word against yours, we have to believe him. Absolutely. Right, because Santa might be struck by lightning if he were to tell a lie. It's too bad God doesn't have the same policy for sex offenders. Vixen, have you ever been arrested for possession of a controlled substance? Yes. Have you ever had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your husband? After he died? Absolutely. Oh, since the death of your husband, how many times have you had sexual intercourse? More than once. How many different sexual partners have you had? Are you going to ask me if I was attacked? Well, we want to establish your character first. But what about Santa Claus's character? Now, his character is beyond question. And until a few days ago, so was mine. How many different sexual partners have you had? More than one. Have you ever had sexual relations with a woman? Yes. Have you ever had sexual relations with more than one person at a time? Yes. Did you sleep with that hockey team? Not all of them. How many members of the hockey team did you sleep with? Why are you asking me all of these stupid questions? If you want to crucify me, well, let's get to the good stuff. Did I know that Santa Claus had sexual fantasies about me? Absolutely. Did I let that prevent me from dressing in a provocative manner when I was in his presence? Absolutely not. Did I know that he kept one of my pinups in his office at the toy shop? Yes. Did I know that he used it to arouse himself during masturbation? Yes. Did I know that reindeer who have entered the toy shop when he was in such a state of arousal have been groped and molested? Did I know that still it's rumored that other reindeer have been raped and sodomized in that same toy shop? Yes, I did. Did I know that Santa Claus was in a state of arousal when I walked into the toy shop that day? Did I know what he had in mind when he came out of his office? When he took his whip off the wall? When he stood between me and the door? Did I know that if I didn't kick him in the face and run screaming from the toy shop right then and there before he even laid a hand on me, that I never would? Yes, I did. I deserved it. I should have known better. You know, I deserve to be raped. In fact, why doesn't someone just fuck me right now? I should just stay away from the toy shop anytime Santa Claus is in a state of arousal. And since I'm not a mind reader, I should just stay away from the toy shop. And maybe I should just stay away from the North Pole. Anyone stupid enough to go near it deserves to be fucked. I should just not be on this planet anytime it's possible for Santa Claus to be in a state of arousal. It's the only smart thing to do. Anyone who doesn't is just asking to be fucked. So I'm moving to Florida. Always hated the cold here. Now pressing charges. No one's gonna believe me. My only witness is a little red-nosed reindeer who's in a catatonic state of shock because he walked in at the wrong time and saw something he never thought he'd see again. Who's gonna believe that? Who wants to believe that? And if anyone did believe me, well then what? I don't need the end of Christmas as we know it on my conscience. It would be the perfect end to a very terrible week. And I know that some of the advocacy groups who've been calling me are going to feel like I betrayed them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I've already done my part. I was raped. I gave at the office. Someone else do the paperwork. I've asked Blitzen not to go through with the walkout. The toys will go out next Christmas Eve as scheduled. My Christmas present to you. A normal Christmas. At the press conference tomorrow, I'll announce my resignation. I won't answer any questions, and Santa Claus will undoubtedly be cleared of all charges against him. And then I'm moving to Florida, where I can be normal again. Do I think my decision to leave is going to make the world a better place? A place where women and children can feel safe at night? A place where this sort of thing doesn't happen? Absolutely not.